Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then that is the place to be. And don't worry, because you can join said Discord group by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players, exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll reset ourselves to our defaults, but let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, as I will jump into said Discord group. Alright. I should be just about ready to go here. Give me, approximately 1,000 all Curse requests in a row. How's it going, Failer? How's everybody doing? What do we think? Is there anyone who'd like to get us started today, and is there anything we'd like to see for our first match today? Maybe, you get the people in first, and then we take it from there. May or may not affect how merciful chat is going to be when it comes to those requests. Sometimes, of course, we'll give the players a little bit of time to warm up, have a relatively, quote-unquote, normal first match. Then, there are other times where we have crazy requests, or we just turn the customize off altogether and embrace the chaos for the first match of the day. Up to you all. Up to you all. But again, maybe makes sense to at least figure out who we're going to have in for the first match first. But let me know. Let me know what you all think. Failer will hop in? Okay. Let me get Failer in here in that case. Should still be looking for one more to face off against Failer, that means. So if there is anyone else, still looking for one more. What's up, Anor? How are you? How's it going? And that, of course, means, Anor, if you'd like to jump in, you are welcome to do so. Failer invite should be on its way. Yeah, still looking for one, so if you're up for it, Anor, you are welcome to hop in here. Alright. Let's send an invite over Anor's way as well. Alright, sounds like we have them both in here. So if you guys could just confirm who's player 1, who's player 2, that'd be great. And in the meantime, looks like Failer's player 1, I take that to mean. Anor's, well, and Anor's player 3, naturally. That's what I actually meant to ask you all. Okay. But let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for this first one. Now that we've established it is going to be Failer and Anor, I'll throw in their information here. Are these the teams? Fate for Failer and Anor, it's Nightwings Day, or is it True Nightwings? I see you going back and forth there. What are you thinking? Normal Nightwings? Okay. It's like, when do I tab out? To try to make sure that Anor still has it set for the Nightwings. Okay. Player 1 will have Failer. Player 2 will have Anor. We'll have the Fate for Failer. We'll have the Nightwings for Anor. So in that case, we're all set up. On this end, at least. Not seeing any requests from chat at the moment, so unless there's anything that comes to mind, well, and there it is. Customize off it shall be. No warm-up for you. says Honor. Granted, she's doing this to herself, but that of course means randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance, just gonna get thrown straight into the action. Could still do arena, could still do song, but otherwise we have just about everything accounted for here. I feel like we got some good customize off ones last week. Didn't we end up getting a customize off demon-centric boat match? We had a few boat matches last week, but I thought one of them was from customize off. All right, not seeing anything else. Why don't we get this one started then?
Good evening, exiles. You stand upon the cairn of Haub.
Okay, it's the cairn.
You now have this chance to prove yourselves. Let us determine which of you is the superior. The fate stand prepared.
All right, so for Phaler, we're looking at what looks like a savage, a cur, and a worm. For Nor, that is 2 savages and a cur. So actually, quite similar teams. Naturally, both players immediately check to see if their savages have the salute, to check if they can teleport to the orb. None of them could. Honor checked both of her savages. I don't think either of them had it. But while Honor was checking that second savage, Phaler was hopping in with his cur. So he has scored for 20, now scored for another 15 with his worm. Saw a, somebody had the exploding talisman, didn't they? I couldn't quite tell. I think it might have been on Honor's side. But Phaler is off to a very quick start here. Oh, and there's Blackheart on Honor's cur. Of course there's Blackheart. Why wouldn't there be Blackheart on a customized off match? Phaler with Gareth. Glory. Absolutely glorious. Barker for Phaler. Ooh, sneaky. But does get banished. Yeah, there's the vengeful vow. But there's the finishing score. GG.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side. Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. That was customize off. We'll turn customize back on, unless, of course, that's something we'd like to repeat here. We'll also turn the server intro off. What do we think? Anything we're looking for this next one? Or is this the one where we actually have the players warm up and take the teams that they would like and what have you? Meanwhile, Nora's like, Lids, what are you talking about? Customize off is the warm-up. Exactly. Lids, that's crazy talk. Customize off is the warm-up. All right, well, not seeing anything request-wise at the moment, so it looks like, unless anyone has any last-second ideas here, that we'll just have the players take whatever they'd like for this next one.
The Fate versus the Nightwings. Welcome.
All right, so no requests. As we were saying, that makes this the first match in which the players are actually selecting their own teams. Phaler, of course, did get a Savage in the first spot. Both players did in the first match, and we may see that would have been their first choice anyway. Granted, on this occasion, they actually get to choose both the Talisman and the Masteries, and as we saw in the previous match, both players attempted to use the Savage Salute as their opening play, and neither of them could. So, not that much of a surprise to see they do lock that in here for both players. Phaler goes Webbed Lanthorn Raji. Then it's a Fell Swoop Sunken Shadow Pamatha setup, so very aggressive from a casting banishment standpoint from an ore in that spot. One Harp Army build. Meanwhile, Thaler locks in the third and final member of the Fate, going with a Prayer Beads Dalbert. And he had a Savage and a Cur in the previous match for the customize off. Of course, saw that Thaler was successful in that match, so maybe not looking to change things too much for this one, even if he does have the choice to select his own team. And Web Lanthorn Tizo, final choice for Anor. There is the double Savage salute for the players. This time they are actually able to do it. A series of banishments that was the final result of that, as they both teleported to the orb at roughly the same time, as was the case there. Ooh, but double banishment for the stowaway, setting up an uncontested 20 damage throw for her. And it is an interesting game of game theory when they both know at the beginning of every round that the other player wants to teleport to the orb. Obviously they want... Uh-oh. Well, somebody might have gotten stuck for a second there. They both want to teleport to the orb. They want to have the orb first so they can run with it. On the other hand, if they're too quick, the person who actually teleports second will banish the person who teleported first, as we've seen in basically every round thus far. So it is actually a matter of who is the more patient of the two, more often than not. And as was the case there for Thaler, that was almost simultaneous, those Savage salutes. But it does require getting in your opponent's head a little bit and anticipating when exactly they are going to make that teleport. That time, they both took each other out. That might have been the first time that's happened, because almost, if not every other time, there has been a winner and a loser of that exchange. Not that time either, though. Now they do keep on taking each other out in the process. Ooh, but Thaler's still able to sneak past. And at this point, Anor has low enough Pyre life that one score might be all that Thaler needs here. Oh, and Thaler with that teleport that time sneaks right in for the winning plunge. GG.
What a crushing victory it was. The rite is done.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Cur's making a resurgence, perhaps? The meta? All right, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so of course, we could just have the players take whatever they'd like for this one as well, unless, of course, we go back to turning Customize off. On the boat, no less. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What are we hoping for here? Are we hoping for the demons? We hoping for the random demons? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I mean, you could go for a song request and try to go with a song request that might influence the random exiles and or talismans that we get here. Two random Orlex with Black Hoof. We shall see. Okay, and we'll have Path to Glory. Okay, so is it going to be a bit of an Accusers-centric customize off here? It could be Vizpaleth. It could also be Lendl. In that case, we'll have to see. But let's get started.
The
Alright, so we know it's the boat. For Phaler, it is Imp, Savage, Cur. For Nor, it is Imp, Savage, Nomad. And it is Nor getting us started, plunging for 20, and I believe she did this time have the Savage Salute. Both players may have the Savage Salute in their randomized teams, so they'll be happy to see that. I mean, there are demons for accusers, but they are in some ways the Nomad team, as their team captain is Lendl, and at least initially, all those demons are Nomads. And it looks like we did get more of the Nomad flavor this time around. Granted, it's only one, it's Snadra. It's more, oh, and it's a can Singularity. But we have more Imps and Savages than anything here. Oh, and Snadra nearly benefiting from the boat magic on that occasion. Not to the extent that demons would usually benefit, perhaps, but it was still something. Tizo waits patiently. And does now set up a dangerous portal that Phaler needs to be mindful of, because if he lets Nor go through that, she's very close to his Pyre, and there's, once again, a well-timed can Singularity. Oh, and look at that. A series of banishments. I initially had assumed that was a Nor who had gone down, but there might have been a shoulder smash at play there, coming from Snadra. Didn't quite get to see in that chaos. Well, there is a Black Claw, as it turns out. Might not have been Orlek, but we do have a Black Claw, and it is Snadra. Plunging for 20, using that big portal. No prayer beads for her, though, so she's now gone for this round. Phaler with Almer. Trying to sneak past, but not quite quick enough. Oh, and Righteous Flame for some leech as well. After that plunge from Almer on Anor's side. Anor, oh, nearly wove her way through the defense with Tizo on that occasion. Not quite. That Tizo, oh, does he have infinite stamina, or is he just fast? And or did he go through a super portal? He looked quick to me. He looked kind of quick to me, was my first reaction to that. Then I saw the infinite stamina. Oh, but Phaler has the right light for the unexpected 20 rekindling, so he's still holding on here. And he is not going down without a fight. Anor teleports, but is banished. Barker tries to snake around. Anor was maybe considering the portal, but it doesn't exactly make that big of an effect here, although teleporting to the orb when it's right next to Phaler's Pyre nearly got her a quick score there, but Phaler able to react in time. Snadra trying to invoke the boat magic, perhaps.
An interesting exchange.
Now Phaler stuck with just Rajion. He's been shoulder smashed. Phaler defenseless here. Barker nearly comes back in time, but Snadra is too quick and finishes the job. GG.
Adversaries utterly. The right is ended.
Lightning run good. Cur bad. GG. Did you not have lightning run on Barker there?
Until the stars align.
Definitely not. Oof. All right, well, let's reset. But let us know if there's anything we're looking for the next one. And as always, if we don't have anything in particular we're looking for here, we can just have the players take whatever they'd like to take for this one. That also works. not seeing anything at the moment, so we may go in that direction in that case. So let's get started.
The fate shall now face.
Alright, well, it is Phaler's home arena.
Welcome.
We did see him take a 100% Fate team previously. That was not at his home arena, but maybe inspiration will strike on this occasion. Ultimately goes for a Titan Tooth on Pamitha, so she will stun anyone that she flies into.
Bertrude.
And Prayer Beads on Bertrude is Anora's first selection. Phaler also goes Bertrude, but goes for the Stubborn Flame, as well as the Webbed Lanthorn.
Headwind.
Whereas Anora chooses Power Casting Headwind. Phaler opts for double Crone here, in fact, takes the Crone Salute on Vorfrit, allowing him to transform all of Anora's exiles into defenseless Howlers once during this match, giving him what is functionally one free score. And Anora will go Webbed Lanthorn on Pamitha. Alright, so here we go. And it's Anora getting us started with a Crone Plunge for 25. Pamitha. Did she... Oh, she switched to sacrifice Vorfrit instead of herself. I see. Titan Tooth stun. Sonora unable to move for a moment there. Nearly eluded the defenders, though. Interesting raiment colors on the second Crone for Phaler. This one who just plunged for 30. As that is a lot of that beige color and not a lot of the usual Fate purple. But alas, enough about the fashion. Titan Tooth momentarily stuns Anor. Oh, and big cast from Phaler. That's a double banishment, although he does get banished himself. As that is what Headwind does best with his power casting talisman. The Stubborn Flame means that even with an open pyre to throw it into, 10 damage is the most he can deal. Phaler punches for 20 with his... Oh, with his harp, but he does break out his Crone Salute there. Perhaps a little bit early, but it gives him the free score. It gives him some leech. And now one score, potentially all that Phaler needs here. Whereas it is just out of range for Nor to finish this with one score. Phaler, oh, almost. With a very well-timed jump. Speaking of well-timed jumps, Nor just barely avoids the banishment there. And he just barely makes it in for 30 damage, and suddenly it is now a one-score game here. Either player with any exile should have enough damage. Actually, it would need to be a Crone for an Or because of the Stubborn Flame, but it doesn't matter because it is a Crone. So she'll take the win. GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, let us know, chat, if there's anything that you'd like to see for the next one. Anor is going the Exiles route. Okay. And talismans? Or is that only talismans you wanted and you just had initially clicked on Exiles and only Exiles because you couldn't find the talismans button? I don't know. But let us know what you're looking for. Choose Exiles and talismans that are in a row. Interesting. So 3 in a row for both Exiles and talismans. I have a feeling I know what an ore is. Vertical or horizontal doesn't matter. Okay, that is good to know. But I have a feeling I know what an ore has in mind here. For what it's worth, vertical is easy enough to make sense when you're looking at talismans. For the Exiles, it's a little bit tricky because they're kind of staggered. So that might be a little difficult to determine. But maybe, I don't know, that's just off the top of my head. Obviously, I'm not looking at it at this very moment. Yeah, no, that's definitely not the combination of Exiles that I expected you to take when you said 3 in a row. Not like that's your favorite combination. Not like that's the only combination that I remember specifically is in order. Oh, yes, like right next to each other. Like 3 adjacent. 3 adjacent talismans, 3 adjacent Exiles. Okay. So, anything else along those lines? Or is that it? As I say, I feel like I have a sense. That's it from Nor? Okay, I feel like I have a sense what a Nor is looking to go for here. She may or may not have shown her cards a little bit there in chat, but we'll see. Maybe she has something else schemed up. For Phalar, I have no idea what he might be going for here. But we shall see. As I said, I can only, off the top of my head, name that combination. Hedwyn, Jody, Ruki, I know are right next to each other. Other than that, I do not know.
The fate shall take on.
And the modded Exiles obviously are next to each other.
Welcome.
What do the players go for here?
Who shall conduct the rites?
Might take a minute for them to determine, because, well, once you've taken one Exile, and one Talisman, you've kind of committed. Yes, you could change the direction you're going in. But especially for Phalar, well, to a certain extent, if you're next to any of the legendary talismans, that might further restrict yourself. Because in this case, one of the adjacent talismans is the legendary worm talisman, and it is impossible for Phalar to take a worm if he locks in Ruki here.
Ruki.
But he has committed to his first choice. So it does mean there's a lot of weight to this first selection. Yes, in most cases you could go in whichever direction you'd like. But especially, in fact, Hedwyn is kind of a scary choice, because you take him, you could go with Jody, but if you don't take Jody, you are basically locking yourself into a team of nomads.
Choose someone.
And if you take Jody, you have lots of demon options, Orlek included. But otherwise, you are not necessarily obligated to take the exact original 3. You could go with Rookie and the Stowaway and leave Headwind out of it. Alright, and Anor goes Nutrition Stick on Volfred. So again, they have to take exiles and talismans that are adjacent.
Can I skip a row, since my exiles are in a different order?
Oh, so you mean, like, if, for example, you've taken Rookie, if you were to take the Stowaway, eventually, can you take Tizo first, as long as you take the Stowaway for your third option?
Yeah.
Anor says that's okay. So obviously that means you are locked into the Stowaway for your third choice. But if you're okay with that, sounds like that is allowed. Alright, it's Titan Tooth Tizo. Not a bad choice. And that's the interesting thing is, of course, you can take whatever you want for the first choice, both from an Exiles and from a Talisman standpoint. But only once you get to the second, and maybe even more so the third Exile, do you see what exactly you set yourself up for. Luminous Idol on Pamitha, that also makes sense. So not a lot of compromises that need to be made here just yet. And for Phaler, we knew it was going to be the Stowaway, and it is the Sling Bolt, the range throwing talisman. And although not the most common throwing talisman that you see put on the Savages, obviously throwing talismans on Savages in general is never a bad thing. And for Nor, she's choosing to go to the right, so that means Bertrude. For talismans, she could go Living Flame, she could go Lunar Glass. Damage versus speed. And she goes for damage. Alright, so here we go. I feel like we can say that this is the first time we've seen this type of request, and Nor gets it started with a dramatic plunge from a blinking Volfred. Phaler counters, though, plunging in with his Cur. Rookie going in for 20, and he had Prayer Beads. And so he's back at it. Rookie, once again. This time, Volfred first to the orb. He does go down, but not before getting it back to Bertrude. Oh, and everyone down on Anor's side. Numbing Gust was active. Not that that mattered when Phaler was right next to the Pyre, though. Volfred down. Anor trying to move in with Bertrude. But now suddenly it is Pamitha all by herself, although last second return from Rookie does what he needs to do defensively, and now he's on the attack. And a little tricky with the timing of his attack, but he does somehow make a way through there, and that is Anor's Rekindling activated. She is now on her second life bar and just 10 life. Means one score, presumably, all that Phaler would need. Volfred and Bertrude. Oh, Volfred went for the throw, but wasn't quick enough. Pamitha with her Luminous Idol, giving her the extra stamina when she picks up the orb. Oh, but she can't make it in either. Volfred applying some pressure, but Phaler gets the orb back, plunges, and takes the win. GG.
Outperformed their adversaries. Thus end this night's proceedings.
So I don't think we've seen a request like that before. I'm pretty sure That is the first time we've seen one like that, requiring that we take adjacent exiles and talismans. Oh? I don't know. Do I know what? Oh, okay. Anor with the exile's request for 3 of a kind. Anor is letting it be known she is taking saps, and therefore Phaler cannot take saps, as otherwise we will cause Pyre to self-destruct. Well. Unless we go the Cursed Talisman route to make it possible. Basically, you cannot have the combination of 3 saps plus 3 saplings on each side, otherwise Pyre will implode. But if we do take the hoof, then it can work. And there's also the, what is it? It's the mastery for the automatic sapling getting dropped when you get banished. That's another way that you can guarantee that you get a sapling on the field, and you can't have that when you have this many saps. Otherwise, again, having too many saps plus saplings breaks the game. Okay. All right then. Sap saps times 3 versus saps times 3. Is there anything else we would like for this next one in terms of song, in terms of arena? Because brace yourselves, we're going to be here for a while. So, you know, pick something you like. Grab a beverage of your choosing, grab a snack, buckle in. Grand ceremony, okay. Are you sure? Because we could be listening to this for the next 40 minutes. It's the sap theme. Fair enough, fair enough.
The fate versus...
Oh, and we got a random sap arena as well. Okay.
Welcome.
That was random, right? I don't think anyone had requested that, unless somebody had snuck in, locking that one in without my taking notice. Coincidence or fate? No. Well, yeah, I mean, Phaler is playing the fate. Phaler went for the quick throws in the first spot. Everything all right on your end, or are you getting
Want
some?
to pause and then come back? I've stolen control from you. Thought you were dead.
I can uninvite, reinvite if.
No, don't do that. We're good.
I can pause, but I cannot move.
Oh.
Okay, what talisman do you want?
I was thinking about that.
It's a new part of the Pyre soundtrack. It's called Whoop Whoop.
Give me the stick.
Nutrition stick it is.
Volfred.
Ever predictable.
Oh, we shall see. there is Phaler's Cursed Talisman sap, the one that cannot create a sapling, which again is required that we have one of those on each team, otherwise we would not be able to proceed with this match. Want to know a secret? You can make the robes darker. Alright, Anor goes banishing throws on Manly. Now, granted, at least we couldn't do triple saps for the match that had been the origination of the original Civil War. But it was, of course, quarterback Manly versus Speedy Volfred. But I should note that Phaler did take a throwing talisman, not the throwing talisman that defined quarterback Manly, but he put a throwing talisman on Volfred, which was almost blasphemous. Anor put a throwing talisman, not the throwing talisman, but a throwing talisman on Manly. So I'm just saying, be careful here.
I'm getting lag spikes now, just simply on this menu. So I'm closing other apps right now. See if that helps.
Oof,
Maybe a
yikes.
little.
Alright, and Phaler settles on the extra presents for Manly. Anor takes her Cursed Black Claw sap, and here we are with a sap showdown. 3 saps versus 3 saps. Sap Arena, Sap Song. One of those things was locked in, the other one was up to fate. And some aggressive exploding saplings here. Numbing Gust is active. And Phaler is slow when that Numbing Gust is active with those saps, but did still have enough time to make it in with the plunge. But he is now down 1 Manly for this round. Phaler almost with enough on that throw, but it is now Anor who has recovered and is on the attack here, and who has thrown that one in for 1 less than maximum, and realistically probably did have time to charge that one up all the way. We'll have to see if that 1 point off the maximum makes a difference later on, but Phaler now defenseless. Does mean Numbing Gust active. And once again, with the slow saps, is hard to capitalize on those opportunities when there are no defenders left, unless you are already right next to the Pyre. But now everyone vanished on Anor's side, at least momentarily, and Phaler, from the safety of that sapling, throws it in for 21. Anor. Sneaky, but not sneaky enough. Now Anor the one setting up the saplings, but Phaler not gonna let it happen.
United in banishment.
Numbing Gust active for Phaler as everyone down on his side, but this is what I mean. The saps aren't quick enough to make it to the Pyre in that brief window.
Tis taken.
And it has been a while since our last Super Sap showdown like this. And it is a somewhat recent development, this exploding sapling meta. At least recent enough that I feel like the last time we saw a sap showdown like this, I'm not sure that players were as aggressively looking to use those exploding saplings as we see them using right now, but it is Phaler throwing it in for 25. What's up, Core? You are just in time to witness all of the trees. Well, granted, you know, the window of time is perhaps rather large, because this match could go on for a while. Oh, as Phaler's throw is a little bit short there. Ooh, and everyone down on the north side. Phaler relatively close to the Pyre, but those saplings are blocking the orb, so not much that Phaler can do there.
Manly's out of luck for now.
Nor trying to build out an attack here.
Someone there rose to the occasion.
Phaler has functionally won it back with the orb at least in his section, although now everyone gone on Phaler's side. Anor with the safety of a sapling close to Phaler's Pyre. Phaler rather, able to explode a sapling on one of Anor's saps, but Anor sneaks in the other way and throws it in for 20. Fighting for control of the arena with those saplings, as is usually the case with these sap showdowns. Granted, less so now that we have players using those exploding saplings so aggressively. Now it is a little bit more similar to other tripled or other matches in general, just defensive matchups in general, where you have a lot of casts, a lot of banishments. Almost a triple nomad feel in that way. Ooh, and Anor finds a window to throw that one in for 15. Phaler, oh, he's quick with the throw and gets it for 25. Anor holding on with 4, but of course both players still on their first life bars. And in a triple sap showdown such as this, there's definitely a lot of rekindling to be had on both sides. So this one is still far from over. Anor, elusive, but not quite quick enough on that throw. And we will find times like these where the orb remains unclaimed for a long period of time as both players just trying to get their saplings put in the right place to set themselves up for success, and the orb is secondary until those saplings have been established, such as this one right here for Phaler. Although may not need it on this occasion, as he throws it in nonetheless, does trigger that rekindling, so now Anor is on her second life bar, which is at 60, Failer's still on his first. But Anor looking to change that as she throws it in for 23, and now one more score from her, and she may be able to set Failer onto his second life bar. Anor was on the move there with Volfred, but he has been banished. Now Failer has good positioning here, but once again finds himself in this tricky spot where the orb was, within the confines of one of Anor's saplings. Somehow he got it, but had to rush a throw, which went wide. Now, dangerous sapling placement for Failer, although good use of the exploding sapling for Anor. That is one of the best use cases for it in this type of matchup, where otherwise a sap hanging out within a friendly sapling aura might have been safe and able to throw the orb in uncontested. With the extra radius of the exploding sapling, it is possible to stop a sap from doing that. We've seen it happen on a few occasions here, but that is, again, one thing that's a bit different, I think, than previous sap showdowns we've seen in the past. Because that is still a relatively new development. The rate at which, the regularity with which players are using that strategy. Or with those big nutrition stick blinks. Gives herself enough space to get the throw off, and there is the rekindling, and it's 60 for Failer as well, so now both players on their second life bars. It's Failer, though, making moves at the moment. Doesn't quite have the range on that occasion, but gets aggressive with the exploding sapling. Anor retreats, gets some reinforcements, but aggressive sapling placements prevents Anor from keeping one of those saplings, or zaps. Now moving in with Volfred, that nutrition stick, helping set up this 20 damage throw. Volfred again, this time banished. Failer back with the orb. Looking to attack from the relative safety of that sapling. Couldn't throw it directly in from there. And had to rush the throw. Was a little bit wide. Now it is Anor, who can banish with those throws and got a double banishment. And Failer does still have a sap, but it's on the other side of the arena. So Anor still able to throw. No numbing gust to stop her. Failer unable to stop her from getting that 25 damage means that now Failer down to 15 Pyre life and one score, potentially all Anor needs, because this is the second life bar for both players. And Anor can, of course, deal as much as 25 damage, doesn't even need that much on this occasion. So Anor needing potentially as little as one score, Failer needing at least two. But of course, it's not as simple as that. We'll see how this pans out. Does that mean Anor gets especially aggressive here in search of that one score? Orb within Failer's sapling. Does explode it, though. Does lose that sap. Man-made for Anor. Tries to avoid the exploding sapling from Failer and does. Has the banishing throw. And we saw that was critically important to Anor's previous score. Volfred again. He has that mobility. He has that speed, which has made him dangerous.
The orb is taken.
Both players fighting for control over the middle of the arena. And by extension, the orb, which maybe just coincidentally happens to be in that same general area. But it's Volfred again. Anor looking for something here, and, well, it's a 9 damage throw. It's not enough, but now surely anything from Anor would finish the job, as even a quick throw at this point would deal enough damage. Valor, very elusive. Can't get the throw to work. So it's back in Anor's clutches here. Wolfred shut down, though. So that leaves her with Manly, and just Manly at the moment. He's down. Numbing Gust is active, at least until Wolfred makes his return.
Manly's out of luck for now.
Wolfred. Shut down.
So much for Wolfred.
Manly. He's banished before he can finish a banishing throw. Perhaps looking to repeat one of the combos he had pulled off earlier. Wolfred. Hides in the corner. Doesn't need much here.
And it is done.
And it is done.
Alright, I think I'm up for the day. This is just unplayable.
All right.
I cannot see what's happening.
Without too much
Well,
trouble.
thanks for stopping by. Good to have you as always, Failer.
The right is
Yeah, good to be here.
complete.
GG's. All right, and that was our SAP showdown.
Until the next right.
It does mean we're looking for someone to hop in here in Failer's place. If anyone from chat is interested in getting in, then let us know. Otherwise, we'll just reset ourselves. So let us know if there's anyone from chat who'd like to hop in here, as Valor's swapping out. So we're looking for someone to face off against Anor here, assuming Anor you're still good to hang around for a little while longer. Core is good to hop in? All right. For a little while? Okay. So Anor will stay. And Core will join. All right, and if one of you could just confirm who's player 1 and who is player 2. Anor might need to head out in about half an hour. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Oh, Anor's player 1 now? I mean, this is why we double check, but okay. Okay, no, Anor's still player 2. Okay, no worries, no worries. Just making sure. Just making sure. And Core, who would you like to be today? Who would you like to be today? Anor is switching to Chastity so that Core can pick Pyre Hearts if he'd like to. That is kind of you, Anor.
Yeah, I'll be Pirates.
Okay. Core will go the Pyre Hearts route then. And they take you off the Fate. There we go. Take Anor off the Nightwings. Okay. There we are. Alright, so the players are all set, at least with those logistics. Is there anything we're looking for from a setup standpoint? Of course, this is Core's first match of the day. We could give him a chance to warm up, or we could immediately throw something absolutely diabolical at him. that's up to you. Not seeing anything right now, at least, though. So perhaps we do. Keep it simple for the time being.
The Pyre hearts shall confront the chastity. Welcome.
Alright, so up to you.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No requests here, so you may take whatever you'd like.
Sir Gilman.
So core goes Aura Scale Gilman in the opening spot. Anor goes Ninja Stowaway. Core goes Speedy Messenger Imp. Saw him eyeing the webbed lanthorn for a moment there. That is, of course, in many ways the conventional choice, but deviating a bit with that selection. And this looks similar to what we've seen Anor take a little bit earlier today with a... Was it Fell Swoop? In the past it was Fell Swoop. Didn't catch if we had Fell Swoop on this occasion as well, but with the Sunken Shadow for a very cast-centric harp setup. And the rare selection of Lendl over Snadra for core. Also taking the Sunken Shadow, though, so both players prioritizing casts. And Nor goes Web Lanthorn Tizo. And we have our first match of the day between Anor and Core. Anor off to a quick attack, but Core able to intercept. And now on the prowl with Gilman. His throw is short. Ooh, but Anor still had the stowaway. Ready to snipe from point blank, but still intercepted. Core will try again here. And with the extra speedy Messenger Imp, is this going to be a more offensive Messenger Imp? It could be, but now Core has a dangerous portal right next to Anor's Pyre. Maybe eyeing that portal. Ooh, and Anor potentially had the opportunity to reset it if she were able to banish Messenger Imp, but Messenger Imp instead just goes straight in. Oh, Anor's throw slightly short. Able to use her ninja strats, though, to try a few extra times, and eventually does get the 20 damage throw that she was looking for. Core now. Gilman again. Throw blocked. Gilman unbanished for what it's worth. Anor through the portal. And just barely quick enough to make it through there before getting banished. Good for 20. Gilman able to banish the stowaway. Pamitha gone after her plunge. Tizo. A little lonely here. He's banished, and that gives a window to Core here if he's quick enough. And he is. Plunging with Lendl. Stowaway down once again to Gilman's cast. Gilman makes it look as if he's making his move, hesitates, but then goes the throwing route, and that is, of course, unblockable. So it's good for 11. Stowaway. Nearly sneaks through, but Core recollects.
Yes.
And still has Gilman hanging out next to the Pyre, and that's another worm throw, this time for the full 15. Stowaway. Throw intercepted, but banishes one of the defenders. Gets caught in Gilman's aura, though. And once again, it's Messenger Imp going straight in. Stowaway this time does avoid getting banished by Gilman, but Gilman has it back either way. Core. I was conflicted as to whether I should have mentioned that the Stowaway was lurking there. Didn't want to call out her stealthy maneuvers there and potentially alert Core to that situation if he hadn't already noticed, but apparently he had, so he did go out of the way to banish her. Meanwhile, it is Gilman who's lurking, but his throw off target. And some harp push action for Anor, allowing her to bulldoze her way in for 20 with Pamitha, but she's now gone for this round. Ooh, and that is a speedy maneuver there from Gilman, I think, thanks to the extra jumping distance from the legendary Worm Talisman. Looked like a difference maker there. Or once again, threatening with Messenger Imp. On one hand, you let your guard down a little bit because you don't think he's there to score, but then he does that.
The
GG.
scribes themselves surely have taken note. The rite is complete.
All right, well played, you two. And let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
All right, now let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for the next one. They've had their warm-up. They're ready to go, both of them. I mean, of course, we could just have them take whatever they want, yes, but if there is anything you were scheming up, any devious plans you had been plotting, then, I mean, you could unleash that chaos upon us. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But if not, we could always keep it simple. And seeing no requests, I suppose we shall. Oh, hold on, though.
The Pyre hearts
Hold on, though.
now face the chastity. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
That do be a boat. Oh, hold on a second. I'm curious.
Tizo.
Keep an eye on that speedy Tizo. We did, of course, just see Core use a speedy imp in the previous match, but... And did use it somewhat offensively. But keep an eye out for this Tizo. He might be up to something. I'm a little suspicious. Remains to be seen, of course. We'll see what Anor has in mind as well. She'll go with a Prayer Beads Almer. Then Core does choose quarterback Manly with the Numbing Gust. So if everyone is banished on his side, then Nor will be unable to sprint, jump, throw, or use any other special abilities. Anor will bring a speedy Jody. Good to see we have at least one of the demons on this boat match. Then Core goes Titan Tooth on Zoxiana. That is, of course, a good way to stop things like demons that are jumping the entire length of the arena, theoretically speaking. May have spoiled the fun with that pick for that reason. We shall see, of course. As Nor goes Webbed Lanthorn on Pamitha for her final choice. Alright, so here we are. Nor teleported to the orb, but got banished in the process. Here comes, whoa, Jody. Looked like she was on a pogo stick there. But everyone gone on Anor's team, at least momentarily. Very dangerous portal for Core. But from that range, that sap throw, that may have been unblockable. Jody. Blocked. Has it back, though. And, whoo, nearly with the big jump there. Anor nearly with a backup plan with Almer there, but he wasn't quite able to get that in time. And that's a quick little maneuver there from Pamitha. She makes it in for 20, and probably with the help of some boat magic along the way. Ooh, well-timed and well-placed sapling from Core, and once again, ooh, you wondered if that was going to be unblockable. No one left on Nor's side, and that means it's actually a manly plunge for Core on that occasion. Jody moving in to try to stop Tizo. Tizo still has it here, sneaks under the defender. Does get banished, but does set up a fairly dangerous portal for Core if he is to get this orb back. But it is still Anor on the attack, and Anor who makes it in here, once again with Pamitha. Almer's teleport, but he's taken out. The rare jumping sap. Manly looking to snipe, but unable to make it happen. There's the Titan Tooth, stunning Anor, giving Core a little bit of time to get out ahead and plunge for 25 with Tizo. This time does have the extra damage on his imp. Oh, and that looked like a slightly bigger jump from Almer, as he did go over a puddle, so perhaps there was some boat magic at play there. Certainly was on that occasion for Jodariel. Almer, this time blocked. Tizo, wondering whether he's trying to score or just trying to set up a portal. But he has the orb here, and there's no one back defensively, so he can throw it in for 25. Ooh, and Anor on several occasions here has gotten an extra jump from Almer, right next to Core's Pyre. Tizo has traveled a long way here. Hasn't scored, but has set up a dangerous portal, so Nor needs to be careful. as she is on the attack here with Jody, looking for the boat magic. But gets Titan Tooth stunned instead, and that is not what she wanted to see. Does recover in time, though, to make the play defensively. Almer, blocked, but then banishes the defender. Quickly follows up for the score, and now the rekindling activates. Core on his second life bar, which is 10, but means one score for Nor is almost surely all she would need here. And there it is.
The chastity prevails.
GG.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted. The right is done.
Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. That one was what I don't think we had any requests for. It's just that we had a random boat show up and then suddenly the dynamic changed. Let us know if there is anything we're looking for this next one. Otherwise, we can have the players take whatever they'd like. Of course, that may be strongly influenced in some cases by whatever arena we find ourselves in, as was the case last time. Boat probably being the most influential of arenas, but there's at least one or two others that can certainly have a strong effect on the characters and masteries and talismans that the players select. Not seeing any requests at the moment, though, so why don't we get back into the action then?
The Pyre hearts shall take on the chastity.
And, well,
Welcome.
this is the arena that I was alluding to. Perhaps the second most influential arena when it comes to affecting the team compositions that players are going for. So again, no requests. Up to the players what direction they want to go in here, but the arena may change whatever plans they had coming into this match. As Core goes for a power casting Snadra in the first slot. Nor will go for, was that a speedy Pamitha there? I do like the second Nomad's raiment colors for the Pyre Hearts. But it'll be a demon, not a nomad, as Core goes for Speedy Jodariel with his second selection. And it's Power Casting Headwind second slot for Nor, so both players now using a Power Casting Nomad. And Core's second choice is a Legendary Talisman on Ignarius for the extra casting range.
Teaser.
Lanthorn Tizo, final choice for Anor. And here we go. Hamatha. Off the wall and in. Good for 20, although as you just saw, Core did take a lot of extra starting Pyre life with his 2 demons, still at 150 even after that score from Anor. And there are those big Ignarius casts, assisted by the power of the legendary Demon Talisman. But he is eventually banished. Headwind. Eyeing the portal, only to get banished after going through it. Ooh, and a very quick score, very quick throw from Core there for just 5 damage. Snadra, power cast, clears out room as no one is left to defend against her. So she can throw for 20 and leech for 10. And Snadra going on a banishing spree. Shoulder Smash is the last defender as well. Once again, that means 20 damage, 10 leech, though on this occasion she plunges. So that means no Snadra for this round. As Nor tries to time the Fell Swoop, but unable to get the banishment there, and instead gets banished by Jodariel. Then returns the favor. Ooh, through the portal, Hamatha goes, only to get greeted by Ignarius' cast. And Ignarius, dousing for 30. Snadra, once again, trying to go crazy with those casts, but eventually she does get taken out. Jody for Core, tries to go off the wall, but instead just lands in the aura of the defenders.
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry.
Jody knocks back one defender, but gets blocked.
Goodbye, Headwind.
Tizo. Just trying to stall, and does successfully stall long enough to at least get his other teammates back, only for them all to get banished in quick succession here. Oh dear. I believe that was about 360 from Snadra on that throw, although she had to wind the clock backwards a little bit on at least one occasion, so hard to keep track of it. Power casting nomads, trading banishments. Oh, and Headwind gets knocked back into the orb, interestingly. Hamatha off the wall, but unable to make it in. Headwind. Through the portal he goes. Shoulder smashes one defender. Power casts the other defender. But now it's Jody. Recovering for Core, not for long. Core momentarily defenseless. I know we're trying to time the portal entry, but just gets shoulder smashed by Snadra at the end of the day. So Core rebuilding and scoring with Snadra for the win.
Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Yeah, we were hearing earlier that it sounds like today in general we've been getting a lot of lag spikes. I'm suspicious of, I mean, obviously I can't control the internet, so there's always that. I have a hardwired internet, so it shouldn't be too variable, but I'm growing suspicious of remote play. There definitely are times when remote play just does not perform up to standard on a given day, and it feels like that may be the case today, given how a lot of people are saying it's not going so well from a lag standpoint this week. Unfortunately, not a lot we can do about that, though. But let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for the next one. Not seeing anything from chat, though, so maybe we'll just head straight back in for this next one. Although Core, without a request, just says Triesta, but puts an exclamation point on it now with the request to go along with it. Okay, there we are. There we are. He's just excited about the Nesta Triesta. He's just excited about the scribe, Triesta Tithys.
The Pyre hearts shall take
Yeah. Turn all of the arenas into Twitch commands. I don't know if you can
Who shall
do
conduct
Twitch commands
the
that
rites?
initiate a request. I don't think so, but that would be kind of interesting if you could. I think those are just systems that have not been designed to interact with each other, but that'd be kind of interesting if you could. Anor goes Ninja Stowaway. Core went with Volfred in his first spot, with the Nutrition Stick, but now taking a Stowaway of his own, but in his case, with Leech. Then it is Prayer Beads Almer as the second choice for Anor, and it will be, in Core's case, Leech on Almer as well. We are getting to see the alternate raiment colors from Repeated Exiles in both cases, both for Core's Pyre Hearts and for Anor's Chastity here. Oh, does Anor know? Has she figured it out? Has she figured out how to unlock the secret strat? I mean, she did just do it. I think she might have figured it out. I think she might have figured it out. It's Webbed Lanthorn on Gareth in his new alternate... I don't know what we want to call that raiment color for Gareth. It's very unique, though, as he's getting us started here, plunging for 20. Gareth gone in this round after he plunged,
To the last.
but Core defenseless, at least momentarily, and Nor times it such that she teleports to the orb and is able to plunge soon thereafter. Stowaway goes the throwing route, and then, for good measure, teleports to the orb while it is in the process of getting thrown into the pyre. Still qualifies as a throw, not a plunge, though. From that range, though, Core's sap throw, very likely unblockable, good for 17. Wolfred charges the throw, but not enough time to get it all the way to the pyre. But now it is Core who has a chance for an uncontested score. And remember, Core has Leech on both of his Savages, so lots of ability for Core to regain Pyre life. And some sneaky sap strats there. Volfred throwing for 22. This time now for 11. Core with Volfred gets that one off as well. This time it's 16. That means one more score, potentially all that Core needs here, as both players just trading Savages at this point. Oh, and Anor nearly able to walk that one in. And you can never let your guard down when each player has, I believe, 2 of the teleporting savages, there's no such thing as a free orb. Throw from Volfred.
A mark against that flame.
Well, you see, it was 13 damage, and Nor had 14 Pyre life. So Nor holding on with precisely 1, but Core finishes the job.
The pyre heart prevail.
GG.
Their pyre burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash. The rite is ended.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we're looking for the next one, setup-wise. If not, we'll at the very least reset our arena. And Anor, I know you were saying earlier how you were gonna have to head out in the relatively near future. So don't want to keep you here if you need to head out. Might be your last one. Okay. Do we have anyone who is looking to get in on the action, potentially take Anor's spot here? As it looks like Anor will be calling it a night at this point. If not, then, I mean, it's still pretty early. So, I mean, yes, we could just call it a night here, but I could probably jump in for a few matches if there's no one else in chat who's ready to hop in. So yeah, Anor, you're welcome to stick around for one more if you'd like to. That's fine, but if you do need to head out now, then no worries, I can jump in. One more? Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay then. Let's see. So is there anything, in that case, that we'd like to do for this last one? Core says it ought to be at the Glade. I think I might be able to read between the lines there. I might be able to see what Core is getting at, but I will wait to see if there are any other... I will wait to see if there are any other requests. There are no lines, he says. Well, I don't know, Core. Are there? Are there? You tell me. All right, well, I'm not seeing anything else from a request standpoint. Only a Glade. Read into that however you will. Oh, it's just a Glade, Lids. Don't worry about it. Think nothing of it. There are no lines to read between on this occasion. Or is that just what he wants us to think?
Hearts shall confront the chastity.
I leave that up to you.
Welcome.
Because although the arena is locked in here,
Shall conduct
the rest
rites.
of the team composition, all that stuff, that's still up to the players. Core goes for an exploding Lady River in the first spot. Anor. Oh, wow! I definitely did not see that coming. A can singularity? Oh my goodness! However did they think that one up? Ash and Cole on Snadra for Core. For Nor, it is a meta Jodariel, and then in Kor's case, oh my gosh, it's not as if he took exactly the same exiles with exactly the same setup that he always does whenever he goes Can Singularity, which he always does, he always begins with either Glade of Lu or, Carnival request, and then says not to read into it. But here we are. But here we are! Don't read in between the lines, he says. But I did read. And this is what I saw. We shall see. We shall see how it plays out, but there will be a lot of chaos. That much is for sure, as whenever they bring back their exile who has the Can Singularity, in Kor's case, it's the Stowaway, and in Or's case, it's Tizo, you will get a vacuum cleaner-like effect, absorbing neighboring exiles into that character's aura, potentially at least, getting banishments in the process, and potentially opening up a window for that player to make a move offensively. Headwind. Just trying to stay away from some of that chaos. Can Singularity, though, doing its job there, allowing Kor to facilitate the banishment of most of Anor's exiles and clearing out space for the Stowaway. Anor, sets up the infinite stamina, full speed ahead Jodariel, but does get banished. And the throw is short. How comical indeed, with this absolute mayhem taking place directly in front of Anor's Pyre, and I'm sure, although she also signed up for this chaos with the Can Singularity, probably would prefer for it not to be happening directly in front of her Pyre like that. Anor looking to bring back some teammates. Jody has returned now. Can go through the portal. Get the speed. Oh, but the throw is off target. And Jody is down. Tizo, and now Headwind. Tizo down, moves the portal positioning for Anor. Which she may be considering going through with Jodariel, and does. There is the speed. Oh, once again, the throw is off. Does banish a defender, though. And there is the finish she was looking for. Oh, triple banishment from the exploding Lady River. You don't see that every day. And that means a lot more space for the Stowaway. But now no Stowaway in this round after her plunge. So numbers advantage to Anor. Tizo hanging out near Kor's Pyre, but he hesitates to take Tizo out, as of course he is the means by which Anor is initiating this Can Singularity madness. So instead, Anor throws it in directly with Jodariel. Kor now back with the Stowaway, though, and that is an unblockable worm throw. But it's not quite enough damage. Anor still holding on with 3. Does block Lady River this time, but Kor back in possession with the Stowaway. Initiates the false step. And jumps in for the win. GG.
Most excellently done this time, I must admit. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. The most unexpected of canned Singularity matches. There were definitely no indications that that was going to happen. Thanks for stopping by, Anor. Good to have you. Catch you later. Have a good night. That does mean we're looking for someone to jump in to take Nora's spot. Now, it's definitely early, so, you know, we could just call it a night here altogether, but might make sense to go at least a little bit longer. So if there is anyone who would like to jump in to take Nora's spot, let me know. We are now looking for someone to do that, so you're welcome to hop in. If not, if there isn't anyone who is looking to participate directly today, then I could probably jump in for a few matches. But as is usually the case, generally want to give preference to other people in chat, if there is anyone who would still like to get in on the action today. Not seeing that, though, so speak now, or forever hold your peace. Because I suppose I will jump in that case. And if Core is on Pyre Hearts, I think I'll go through Nightwings. Okay, let me just plug in my controller. And we shall see. Looks like I'm still player 2. Okay. That works. Alright, so this is my first match of the day, and, you know, my first match in who knows how long at this point, so, you know, take that however you will. You want to, I mean, don't think we're going to be, probably won't be playing too many more matches tonight, so if you want to go straight into the madness, straight into the chaos, then I suppose that's fine. Whatever you'd like for the next one, or you know, give me a normal match to, quote-unquote, normal match to take whatever I'd like. I mean, usually I'm indecisive with my team composition anyway, so yeah, just throw them customize off. That's the hardest part for me, it's just figuring out what I want to use, so turn customize off. Give us randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. Why not? What's the downside? Because I don't see it. Alright, could still do song, could still do arena. But otherwise, we could just roll with the customize off. That works too. That's fine. Alright, and it looks like that's it. So why don't we get started then? We'll see what we end up with here.
The Pyre Hearts shall
Okay, well, it's
now
Nest. For
the
core,
true
it is
Nightwings.
Imp, Savage, Crone. For me, it's Worm, Demon, Imp. Ooh, I did pass that. Okay, we both have portals. This is good to know.
A banishment.
Oh, careful there, Core.
A deftly thwarted drive.
Fairy Spirit? For who?
Flame is
No, the moon drop. That's all I wanted. All I wanted was the moon drop. Oh, okay. Well, apparently I have Bright Wisp, which actually was convenient on that occasion because I accidentally went into the lava. So, I guess that worked out in an unexpected way. And now I know I have Bright Wisp, so that's useful too, I guess. Ooh, I thought I got that off in time, but also hello.
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
It's an interesting setup here.
the Pyre Hearts are now
Normally
favored to
you would just
prevail.
release that if I killed you during the throw, because you have what, right with the swamp.
There were 2 throws there that I was pretty darn sure I had gotten off on time.
The thing is, if you didn't have Bright Wisp, you would have got that.
Oh, the Bright Wisp actually prevented it from happening is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There goes Tizo.
Okay, now I did not really take note of whether that was a super portal before, but now I know that it is definitely is not.
The demons banished.
Okay, finally, the throw actually completes. Oh wait, I have black, what? I have black hoof on my demon? I did not realize this. Apparently I have black hoof on my demon. But of course I do. This should be a known thing. It's a customized off match. It has to be this way. Also, I would like the infinite stamina, please. Ooh, not the best of time here. Ooh.
Oh, I have infernal bloom.
Okay. Lots of things we're learning here.
Ignarius banished.
Oh, right. I don't have Ignarius anymore. I knew that. I remembered when he said Ignarius banished. Oh, well then. That's the first time that he turned into a Howler, and it was, you know, maybe not the right time to pass him the orb for that reason. Also the slowest Howler I've ever seen. I wanted that.
Oh my goodness, the new tech just dropped. Fairy Spirit. Webs. It's possible.
Fairy Spirit Web. Oh, that could be interesting. Oh, well, you know, that's definitely how I planned for that to work out.
No, not Ignarius.
Not Ignarius. Ooh, not quick enough on the throw, I'm afraid.
Was dangerously close.
Oh, I did not mean to go through. Nor did I mean to. No!
Yeah.
I didn't want either of those.
Oh,
Okay, you know, we're learning here. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, lovely. That's exactly. Look at how slow this Howler is, okay? I just want you to notice how slow this Howler is.
someone there rose to the occasion. Such zeal. 'Tis taken.
Okay.
Banishment for all. Ignarius flung the orb into the.
I swear, Ignarius is slower than usual.
Now then.
Oh, there's the web feet. Maybe it's that. Ooh, I missed.
Scribes ordain. Now end
The infinite stamina.
No, no.
The orb flies true. The orb is up.
No.
No, the moon drop. What about the moon drop?
No.
Must get the moon drop. No. Oh, that was exciting.
Udmilda's not so scary.
Oh, I thought I got that
now.
throw off. You still your crone there? I thought you did. Apparently not. Well, that's not great. That's probably not ideal.
And it is done.
GG. It was interesting customize off there. I feel like we had a couple of very unusual combinations.
Yeah.
The rite is complete.
Oh, and it was Gareth. Okay, good.
Until the next rite.
Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like us to do for the next one. We'll turn customize back on, unless, of course, you'd like for us to turn it back off. But that's up to you. Not seeing anything from chat, though, so maybe we just keep it simple here, unless there's any last-minute thoughts, but why don't we get this one started?
The Pyre Hearts versus
Okay, we're back at the
the
Glade.
True Nightwings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Where should I go? Let's do this.
Ah, okay. I see. Interesting. In that case, perhaps I will go in this direction.
It's a deluge.
Alright. Then, in that case, maybe I'll do... I mean, we have to, right?
You don't have to do anything.
I mean, but it's Gareth. But we're the true Nightwings, so I kinda do have to.
Exile.
I am contractually obligated. Alright, and then we do this, this, and that, and we'll do that. Alright,
So,
here we are then.
commence. The power of
Oops,
the aura.
didn't mean to walk into that one.
But how?
But how?
How comical.
Oopsie daisy.
Well,
Ooh, that was a good cast. 'Twas a good cast. I never.
Good.
That's... I don't have that range. Afraid I do not have that range. I do, however, have that range.
Did that one throw it in? Oh. To each his own.
Oh, no, not quite.
Banished all of them. It has gone in. Didn't see it coming.
The best shotgun gun I've ever seen.
Ouch.
Having one, no.
There.
It's really hard.
Ooh, good jump.
The fires wane. The orb. Why, that was all of them. The flame is stricken. That's it.
Not quite.
Merely
Oh,
a
what?
glancing blow.
I did not realize that was an actual throw.
The orb is taken.
I swear, those were not attempts to banish your team. Those were just attempts to get the orb.
Brilliantly done. No more than a lick of flame remains.
Whoopsie daisy.
All. Yes.
Oops, as well.
It was almost cruel.
Just jump over those little
True night
lines that you were drawing on the ground. GG.
fire yet burns with vigor and
Unwilling for
resolve.
you.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright. Well played. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see us do for the next one. Not seeing anything right now, at least, though, so we could always just hop back in if no one has anything in particular they're looking for us to do, so sure, we'll start things back up.
The Pyre hearts shall take
Alright,
on
we're back at the spring.
the true night wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, everyone is... Seems like this is in. The Fell Swoop harp stuff with cast supporting talismans. I feel left out if I don't do this. Feel obligated. Then, you know, you go for it like that, or Oh, maybe that or that. That could be maybe a little bit interesting. Albeit a little unreliable. Let's go... What is the difference between the range and the presence when it comes to the harp casts?
Well, the presence just has to do with the aura. It doesn't really have to do anything with the cast.
Just the trail length, but doesn't
Yeah,
it, like, does it affect fell swoop at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's not like that makes
I
a
could be wrong,
larger
but
fell swoop.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, but the range makes the tackle go further, exactly. So that's why you see the Thorned Knot rather than the Scribe Rock in most cases. Okay, fair enough. Alright. Then... Well, this has already come out to a very harp-centric theme. Do we further embrace the harp stuffs? Oh, that's kind of interesting colors. Hold on just a second here. Hold on, this is important. This is important. I assure you that this is important. There we go. Something like that. Okay. So then, what do we want in that case? So we did the fell swoop stuff. I mean, we could potentially still get another fell swoop harp in here. It's an option. Oh, you know what? Let's go Trieste's Plume. Let's go Trieste's Plume. Okay, and then, sure, we'll go for the Super Harp Showdown. And for Saxiana, sure, we'll make you look a little bit more like you are a Beyonder. That's good enough, I suppose. And what are you gonna do? What is an interesting harp talisman that does not see as much play as it deserves to see? I mean, obviously there's a Luminous Idol, but that's pretty well established at this point. I was thinking about it, you know? That the one thing that had me hesitate a little bit is I was thinking, you know, if I were to do it, I probably would have preferred to put it in the first spot, but yeah, why not? We'll give it a shot. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. And if we're doing Vengeful Vow, then what do we want to do? What do we want to do then? Go for the speeds? Do we go for more casting stuff? Guess we'll go speed again. Tailwind Crest as well. Fair. Okay, I've already forgotten all of the talismans that I chose. I've already forgotten every single talisman that I chose. It will... I definitely went the speedy route with this, or well, at least... Ow. Oh, apparently no fell swoop on that one. Okay, good to know. Press the button and nothing happened. Good to know.
The orb is taken.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great.
We're done.
You okay?
Okay. There's the fell swoop harp. Now we know who has it.
Resplendent.
That was, I will not lie, very confusing.
Auto flash is like so broken.
Tamatha has plunged into the fire. Neither triumvirate is closer than the other.
Oh, well, I actually meant to do this. Except that, you know.
Now to the flame.
Oh, that's a quick harp. That harp do be quick.
The orb quenches the flame. The true Nightwing seem to want their freedom more.
Oh. Oh.
That's massive.
Oh no, this one's the fell swoop one.
Quite an exchange.
This map with all the birds is called Bird Bath.
Both triumvirates are equally as close. There goes the harp.
Oh, wasn't quick enough. I'm afraid.
The orb engulfed in fire. The rite is nearly ended. And it is
GG.
done. The Pyre harp
Yeah, see, like that's kind of what I meant with the what's it called? The Vengeful Vow. Like that harp kind of just was a passenger that entire match. So you put it in the first spot. I think it could be a factor. It was just an absolute afterthought in that match.
I think it was just not good.
until the stars align.
All right, well, let us know if there is anything you'd like to see for the next one. And this might end up being our penultimate rite, in which case it would be the last one in which we would take requests before our liberation rite. So let us know if there is anything you've been holding out, holding back, not telling us about until this dramatic last, or second to last rite. But not seeing anything. So in that case, I guess we'll just go back into it.
The Pyre hearts shall now face the true Nightwings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Corp. Okay, okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Different
Fair
worm,
enough.
Different worm.
Yep, I thought you were going in that direction, but it was not the same setup. Fair enough.
Unless I'm baiting you.
No, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do for this one. I don't know what I want to do for this one.
How about you go triple nomad?
not really a nomad kind of guy. Be honest with you. Not a huge nomad kind of person. What about...
Well,
how about... let's go... no, not you. You. What's something creative we could do with you? What's something a little unconventional? You know what? We'll do our Vengeful Vow in the first spot. We'll do that this time round. And we'll go with a Lucky Break on Barker. Make it easier to trigger that. Just a little unconventional, little interesting. It is technically Parker's home arena, I suppose. Didn't even think of that.
Sandra.
Okay, so then what if we embrace the chaos? What if we just embrace the chaos? And do something like... okay, so for the implosions then, Thorn Knot versus Scribe Rock. The difference there being, does Scribe Rock only affect the aura when you're stationary, whereas the Thorn Knot is the actual cast itself?
Yes, presence only affects the aura.
Mm-hmm.
Not for cast.
Tizo.
It's gonna be really big. But I think, I'm not sure if it works with Last Laugh.
I think it, I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I know.
Bartrude.
Alright, so then I was gonna go second imp. Same masteries. The safe option is, of course, go Webbed Lanthorn. The interesting option would be to, say, do something like Sunken Shadow to go all in on this whole super explosion, chaos, banishment direction. Unless there's something else that I'm forgetting that could also be interesting, but that's kinda... yeah, I mean, we do have the Lucky Break on Barker, so you might be able to get away without Webbed Lanthorn, but, you know, it's definitely the safe choice at the very least.
Now begin.
Oh, right, that, for some reason I thought that was my guy that I was trying to get back by stepping on the portrait. That's not correct.
The Chastity's Pyre is the first to falter.
Oh, whoopsie! It's like, oh, I should probably have some of my exiles step out of the way from that big cast that's about to come my way. And then I proceeded to instead take my one exile who wasn't in range and move them in range. Because that made sense. That looked like it was bigger. That was a Last Laugh, I think.
Oh, that's awesome.
None left
Oh, I forgot that
unscathed.
was my...
Even Barker is not safe.
Into the adversary's flame.
My word.
Burnt bash.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really have a plan for this match other than just make things go boom. So, you know, that's about it. That's about as far as it goes.
That's what Pyre's all about. You don't have a plan, you just want to make things go.
Just seemed like a nice Barker-themed match in that way. I don't remember where that portal is. Apparently it's somewhat close to your Pyre. Oh, well, that's maybe not the best way to banish with Barker, but, you know, the explosion was achieved.
Break this one.
No mercy shown.
Leave Barker alone. He's innocent.
No.
Ooh, that was close. I swear I jumped.
Flung with force of will. Didn't see it. Splendid.
Problem is you have too low damage.
Yeah, no, there's no real offense with this team. Like, I went in for the 15 damage on Barker, knowing that that was not really gonna make him that much of a threat. Oh, I plunged with Barker, that's why I don't have him. Right.
Oh, and it is done.
GG.
GG's.
The Pyre hearts prevail. Their adversaries did not even come close. The rite is ended.
All right, I think that might be our
Till the next.
penultimate match, meaning that at this point we'd be going into our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. In which case that would mean no requests for this one, just taking our preferred teams into the Fall of Solium. And I guess we're on True Nightwings, Never to Return, which should just be the base Nightwings version. Lore accurate, game accurate. Alright, you ready to go, Core?
Yes.
Alright, let's do it.
Arch-exiles, you heed the summons to the Fall of Solium. Here you shall be tested by your adversary. Cling to whatever shred of hope you have. Pyre hearts, stand prepared. True Nightwing, stand prepared. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, so no requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams. Finish things off in style, and for Core, that means leading off with a power casting Snadra. For me, will be all left side on a couple of talisman options here. I'll go Prayer Beads. Alright, and it's a Webbed Lanthorn Ignarius, second spot for core. For me, is this dude. The one, the only, Gareth. And a speedy Zoxiana, final choice for core, whereas for me, we round out Team High Fashion with a Webbed Lanthorn Tizo. Alright, so here we go, our final right of the night, our Liberation Right core on the left representing the Pyre Hearts. I am on the right representing the True Nightwings. Well, that was not the button that I meant to press. Too quick on the trigger. Or too slow on the trigger, I should say. Not my best throw. Okay, I'm a little salty about that. Alright, Pyre. That's cool. Alright. Little salty about that one.
Their adversaries they defeated utterly. Thus ends the liberation.
Okay, never mind. Well, GG. Well played. That was our final run of the night. And, that means we'll be wrapping things up here, but thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. And thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well, but I will duck out of Discord and catch you guys later. Alright, but those of you in chat, well, like I was saying, thank you, those of you who were participating in the rites, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights, and our streaming schedule is Friday nights, we're doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. Saturdays, we're doing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Sundays, obviously, we're doing Pyre. Then Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. And if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get notification when I go live. Also follow me on Twitter, @LidsVids. Did I just say that? I don't know. I was distracted because for the first time, like, ever, I attempted to get ahead by typing the hashtag, or the exclamation Discord command in advance. So I may have already said that, but the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link, which I was ready to press immediately because I did type that in advance. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.